Oh, hello and welcome everybody. Welcome back to episode 2 of this Let's Play series. First of all, the feedback was amazing on the first one, so I'm excited to get into it today. Now, today, and what I've decided to do with the series is that every episode, I'm going to take you to a new spot. Actually, let's hatch this egg real quick. I'm going to take you to a new spot in Ottawa, a spot that I've played at. It's a good grind spot, and just tell you a little bit about it, and just grind there. So today we're heading to a spot I'm very excited for. This was actually the first ever park, I guess you could say, that I ever played Pokemon Go at. So that's quite exciting. And the best part about this spot is there's an insane cluster spawn with just so many spawns. Like, it just has so many spawns. So yeah, we're gonna head there now. And yeah, I'm glad you guys are enjoying the series. Because to be honest, I didn't know how well it would do, but it seems like everybody is down for a very chill vibe. So if you're here, throw this on the TV, put it in the background while you got some chores or whatever to do. And let's get going. So I'm just gonna get the auto catcher started at the Pokestop up here. Also, one thing I will say as well is I have decided I'm going to post a new video of these every single Sunday. So you can expect these on Sunday, probably around 10 a.m. Eastern is when I'm going to be dropping these types of videos. Go ahead, person. Yeah, 10 a.m. Sundays for the next 4 weeks. We're going to do 4 of these minimum. I might end up skipping the week with the Sinnoh tour, but I kind of want to do a Let's Play in LA, so stay tuned. Potential Let's Play episode in LA. Yeah, nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and drive here, and we'll see you at the grind spot in a moment. In a moment, I guess. I'll actually just make sure this is connected. Auto catcher. Please tell me I brought batteries in my Duomon. Yes, I did. Okay, good. We'll see you there. We have arrived. Check this parking. Perfect. Perfect parking. I can't even see the lines, actually. Okay. You know, fun fact about me, actually. I still don't think, I don't know if I'm in frame. I actually still don't think I can parallel park. Because on my driver's test, when I did my driver's test, they asked me to parallel park, and I had remembered my friend told me, like, line up the mirrors, blah, 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 something like that. And I just was like, okay, we're just going to send it. And it was perfect. But I haven't parallel parked since then, so I actually don't know if I know how to do that. But that's just a random thought. Okay, but we have made it. We've arrived. Now, first of all, drip for today. We have decided. I feel like I gotta do a little bit of, you know, styling every single time we do one of these. I brought the zebra jacket. Fun fact about this jacket, I got it for $40 at like a Winners, which I don't know if people in the States have Winners, but it was cheap. And I think I know why. I think no one wants a jacket this flashy, but you know what? I like it. I think it looks cool. I think I'm stylish in it. Oh, it's really hard to get on though. Okay, let me put this on. Zip, zip, zip. It is kind of cold today. About 1 degree, maybe 0 to 1 degree. I'm trying to make these videos. Let me actually go ahead and start the screen recording here. I'm trying to make these videos when the weather is not too cold, because this is like not regular weather. Usually it's like -16, and these videos would be impossible. But luckily the weather's been nice. Okay, sick. Gloves are on. Close that. Lock. Locked. Okay, but yes, welcome everybody. to the Raging Battles event. Whoa! Oh my god. So yeah, this is the event we're going to be playing here today at Andrew Hayden Park. Actually a decent event, especially because I think Gligar is spawning, which obviously I think the event is over for you guys when you're watching this, but Gligar, I feel like has not spawned in the wild in so long. I don't know, I haven't seen a Gligar in forever. Nonetheless, for today's Let's Play / grind session, I want to make a goal, and I want to start making goals for all of these Let's Plays. So I've decided today, the goal is an ambitious one, but I think it's possible. We're going to try to encounter a Galarian bird. Yes, this park is so great for, well, I don't know, for walking, I guess. Aren't all parks great for walking, I guess. This park is especially great for walking. It's got great walking paths. So we're really going to try to get the Galarian bird, and mainly because I want to walk all the way. It's probably about a 15-20 minute walk to the insane cluster spot I talked about. Probably one of the best cluster spawns in Ottawa. I'm actually very curious when I get there for you guys to comment how good is it compared to your best cluster spawn in Ottawa. And then maybe we'll discuss a little bit about cluster spawns and how they appear, because I actually have read up on that, and it's pretty interesting. Nonetheless, best thing to do now is going to be go ahead and reconnect the auto catcher because it's disconnected. And we're going to go ahead and turn off nearby identify Pokemon. My legs hurt. I'm just going to go stand here. Before we do go, though, if you did notice, the auto catcher already automatically connected, and that's going to be my first tip of the day, which is actually an app. If you don't know, when you're on Android, obviously this is not good for any iPhone users, but there's an app you can get. What is it even called? Pogo? This one, Pogo Plus LE. You can buy this app, and then you can have the Bluetooth pairing assistant on, and it will automatically click the pair button for you, which is actually huge, allowing you to automatically connect your auto catchers and not have to click the pair button. So that's how I'm able to connect my auto catcher so quick, which is amazing. I'm also going to just check these real quick. Do we want to battle these before we go? A Ghost Grunt, I don't think, and a Water Grunt. Actually, we'll do this very quick. I don't mind doing this. Yeah, I guess. Why am I using a fire type? Man, this is this recommended party stuff. I will say, though, for Kartana, for these water grunts and the ground grunt, bro, Kartana is like one of the best grunt deleters. With Razor Leaf and Leaf Blade, if you have one, look how much that does. I don't even think I'm going to have to throw a charge move, which actually, ideally, it's better to not throw charge moves, because charge moves, I don't know the amount of time. Actually, let's test this. How much time? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 seconds if my counts are off. It takes about 10 seconds to throw a charge move. So if you can, the fastest way to take down grunts is to always go with fast move pressure. So that's why I, to be honest, I almost never throw a charge move in a grunt, because I know it's just going to waste 10 seconds. If you can do more damage, yeah, look at it this way. If you can do more damage with your fast move, let's see if this is a good Shelter. Oh my god, that's a good Shelter. I'm going to star that. Not that it's useful. I think I actually have a purified Hundo Shelter. That's not how you spell it. Shelter? Do I? Yeah, I have a purified Hundo Shelter. Why do I have so many good Shadow Shelters? Okay, nonetheless, let me show you again. If you can do more damage with your fast move in a grunt battle in 10 seconds than you could with a charge move, it is not worth throwing a charge move. So, like, for example, here, this is a Ghastly. I have a Shadow Tyranitar with Bite, and just look how much damage that does. Done. First one done. And even in this situation, you see, look how much damage I'm doing. I'm going to take this thing down in less than 10 seconds, which pretty much means that it's actually more efficient to just throw charge moves. Obviously, it requires you having, like, the highest damage per second Pokemon, but, like, look at this. So here, it could have maybe been better to throw a charge move, but I don't know. I'm just going to bite this thing all the way down, and there you go. I don't know how many seconds that was. Maybe 30? Maybe a bit longer, but still. So yeah, when you're battling grunts, guys, use Pokemon that have very high fast damage, fast moves. Things like Dragon Breath, Razor Leaf, Bite is a great one. What's a good one? Mud Slap is great as well. I guess like Powder Snow's pretty good. Yeah. and Shadow Ghastly, which is the most like insane looking shadow because it's already a shadow and now it's extra shadow. It's double shadowized. It's the darkest of all shadows. Doesn't get any more shadow-like. This one's not as good. Okay, anyway, today the goal is Galarian Birds, so we're going to start heading to the spot. Time is about 10:04, so we have about an hour. Well, I'm going to give myself at least an hour of playtime, and I guess we'll be back here at 11. Let's-y go! I need my camera. Who do I think I am, a YouTuber walking off camera? Time to start the daily adventure incense. Doing all this with one hand is kind of annoying, but it's all right. Daily adventure incense is a go. Oh, I'm not screen recording. Daily adventure incense is a go. Okay, so something I want to talk about for daily adventure incense, which is something, it's a comment I always get, okay? And especially on a recent video I made where I was discussing how I think Niantic is making it, bro, these gloves are annoying. I cannot click on this Scraggy. Niantic is making it less and less efficient, or not efficient. It's making it easier to catch Galarian Birds. And pretty much, if you saw the short, you saw the short. It was a little bit controversial, a little bit of a hot take from PokeDaxi. But nonetheless, I was saying just that, like, Galarian Birds used to be this Pokemon that, like, if you wanted one... Oh, 2 Scraggies off the incense at the same time. Oh my god. If you wanted one... Whoa, this is insane. They're on a jet ski. Look at that. Bro. You know you're in Canada when... Oh, another one. Oh, I shouldn't step on their paths. Peace out, bro. Oh. You know you're in Canada when you're just walking on a path and there's just 2, like, I don't even know, ATVs rolling by. Nonetheless, what was I trying to say? Yes, I had a controversial take, but pretty much the general gist of my take is that Niantic is making Galarian Birds more and more, like, at the end of the day, there's no pay to win in Pokemon Go because, like, you can't really win. I guess PvP is the only way you win, but it's a PvE game, right? So I guess you're winning against, like, I don't know, you're winning against Niantic, getting all the shinies. But pay to get, really. There's no... Before Galarian Birds, there was never really a Pokemon that was like, if you have that in your account, it's like, that's rare, bro. Like, that's hard to get. And there's no way... I always mention this. There's no way to cheat your way into getting this, right? Like, for example, I always think of, like, a Shundo, right? Shundo's inherently pretty rare. But there is ways to cheat, not, like, cheat your way, but, like, make it a lot easier to get it, and it kind of ruins the rarity of it. Like, you know, if you have a map, for example, a map of your area where you can see all the hundo spawns, then you could just, I feel like it's too bright right now. No, maybe not. Then you could just go ahead and, bro, I'm getting so distracted. I'm sorry. Why is there so many Team Rocket grunts? Oh yeah, it's a bonus during this event. You could just go ahead and find a hundo spawn, click on it, and potentially get a shiny. And it especially works well in community days because people will use maps, they'll go find the hundos, and they'll have a 1 in 20 odds of getting a shundo. So it kind of ruins the rarity. And Galarian Birds for the longest time were one of those Pokemon that, like, the rarity was never ruined of it because you couldn't cheat your way into getting a Galarian Bird. You had 15 minutes a day of incense. You could use that incense, and then you could potentially get a Galarian Bird. If you found it, it was already also really hard to catch. Now, the Master Ball ruined that a little bit. Why am I breathing so hard? The Master Ball ruined that, well, not a little bit, a lot, because now anybody who just found one Galarian Bird, which finding one Galarian Bird is not too hard to do, they could catch it. Look at the spawns here, bro. The spawns are insane. And, okay, sorry. Let me get back on track. Let me try to say what I'm saying. So, you get 1 Master Ball, you get 2 Master Balls, you could catch a Galarian Bird if you found one. Pretty easy. But the thing is, they were still kind of hard to do because, again, you could only get 15 minutes of daily incense. But with the new addition, and the point I was making in this video is they're adding the Dialga that can freeze your daily adventure incense, so you could technically use it for 24 hours. Now, granted, if you want to use it for 24 hours, it will cost you 1.2 million Stardust and 1,200 Dialga candies, which is pretty hard to get, but you know, if you're a whale and you have a bunch of rare candies, or you do a bunch of Dialga raids, because it's actually going to be unlimited remote raids during the Sinnoh tour, so you could do unlimited Dialga origin form raids. You could potentially get that pretty easily, and then you run it for 24 hours over, you know, a couple of days. I don't know, the odds, I think in 24 hours, you'd probably encounter maybe 5 to 10 Galarian birds, because again, every hour, I feel like there's a pretty high odds. In 1 hour, how many spawns are you getting? You could probably get a max of like 100 spawns. Off 100 spawns, odds of getting Galarian bird, I guess not the greatest. Maybe off 200 spawns, I feel like the odds are pretty high. But nonetheless, so I don't even know, how did this conversation get to the point? So, okay, I think the point I'm just trying to make here is that I don't really think it's a great idea, unless Niantic has like a plan to introduce a new Pokemon that's going to take that super rare spot. I don't think it's a great idea from Niantic to continue to add these features that just make Galarian birds like less rare. Because at the end of the day, like if you want a Galarian bird now with the Master Ball plus freezing incense, you could get one in a single day, you know? You freeze your incense, you run it for, you know, 2-4 hours, you find one, you Master Ball it, bang, you have a Galarian bird. You get all three probably in 3 days, so. I don't know, I just think that there is a place in Pokemon Go for extremely rare Pokemon that are hard to get, like Zygarde. I think Zygarde's a great example. Not available for everyone, but if you do have a Zygarde, it's hard. You had to grind for that, and it shows, and there's no way to cheat your way into getting that. You can't even trade for it. So, I don't know, I think Niantic, again, I understand the adventure effects are cool. They add a lot of great things to the game and allow free-to-play players to get more out of their premium items, and same with the Palkia one, and it's all cool. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to have a video explaining it all for my Sinnoh tour guide. But I don't know, my thoughts is just that I think it would be cool if there was one of those Pokemon in Pokemon Go that was just insanely rare. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, well, we're going to keep walking here, keep running this incense. I will say I need to find a better way to do this because it's kind of a little bit heavy, and my gloves aren't working the best to do this. And I also have other things I want to talk about, but I need to be stopped. So here, maybe let me go ahead and finish this incense off camera. If I find anything, I'll let you guys know. If not, we'll get into a little segment I want to start doing during these grinds, which I think you guys are really going to like. So I'll see you guys in a second. Hold up though, as I'm walking, check this out. That's how we know we're in Canada. This right here is a cross-country ski path. So this path I'm walking on normally is a regular walking path, but you know we're in Canada because it turns into a cross-country ski path. Also, Gengar off the daily incense. Don't think you guys can see that at all. Hello, Gengar, can you see it?
My house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beauty focused EOU. Ooh, you, ooh, I'd leave it all. My acres of land I've achieved. It may be hard for you to stop and believe, but for you, ooh, I'd leave it all.
Okay, I'm walking back now. Not only because I have to get my camera, but also I just remembered what I was trying to say earlier about the daily incense. Daily incense works in a way that when you get a spawn, you have to walk a certain amount of distance to away from that spawn to get a new one. So a lot of people are always saying like, I've done I've ran 5 hours of daily incense without seeing a bird. You got to make sure you're using the daily incense in the correct method, in which you're walking as fast as you can in a straight line as you can, and that should lead to it's pretty easy to get 25 spawns. So make sure you're doing that to really get the full value out of daily incense. Or don't just like stand in a spot, because then you'll get one spawn. Yeah, let me see if I can get one more spawn off this one.
A few moments later.
Note to self, stop putting your phone in the snow. gets so snowy. I have nothing to dry it off with. It's actually really bad. Oh well. Okay, well, last spawn on the daily incense was a mantine, which I guess is less than ideal because that's going to mean no Galarian bird. I tried my best. Carrying out this heavy equipment, getting a really efficient daily incense is kind of hard. How many did we catch? I don't think I caught every single one. Okay, I will say I was looking at what the spawns were. I only caught 7. The max you can get is 30, but I still was looking at the spawns. Oh, gotta go. Okay, nonetheless, that brings us to a segment I do want to talk about now. Actually, let me go over there and then we'll talk about it.
Give me one good reason why I should never make a change.
Okay, and when I say here, I mean right here at the beautiful bridge I've been meaning to show off to you guys. Yes, so welcome to, there's actually multiple bridges in this park, but this is one of them here. Pretty nice bridge, I would say. It's a nice bridge, right? I have to make it a little more colorful. Grandmas love me. Okay. But yes, this brings us to a segment I want to start here on this, and that's going to be Q&A with James. Yes. Did you actually know? Fun fact about me, my legal name is James, so I don't want to be basic, and we're going to call this Q&A with James because we follow the law here in real names. Okay, so pretty much how this is going to work is if you want me to answer a question on one of these videos, let me know in the comment section below, and I will go through the comments in the next episode and answer them. So let's go ahead and answer some of these questions I've had. I just have to see them first. I have to find them. And there was one, I think there was only actually one question here that I actually wanted to answer. I just want to shout the person out. Let me see. Oh, here's a question. Why friends don't have the battle option? From Wick T Lego. So if you don't know, you can actually turn that setting off in your settings in general and turn off allow battle challenge from friends. I don't recommend turning it off, but the reason I do it is just because sometimes I'll be streaming and some people will just request to battle me because they know I'm streaming and they're on my friends list. And it gets a little bit annoying, so but okay, hold up. Let me find this. Right here. Oh, I found it. What equipment would you recommend playing in this type of weather? From Joseph. Joseph, you're the first Q&A question. I guess the second on this official series. Okay, first thing I use is these. You probably can't see them very well, but imagine them. They're called North Face E-Tips. They are touchscreen gloves. They are the best touchscreen gloves I've used. However, I will say there's a lot of touchscreen gloves that probably end up working. I like the North Face E-Tips. I do find though every 2 seasons I might need to buy a new pair because the touch kind of leaves, and I don't know if that's a fact for any other touchscreen gloves. So if you use touchscreen gloves, let us know in the comments which ones you use. But I've always loved North Face E-Tips. Are some of the best. Usually I'll put one in my right hand, and then in my left hand I'll put on a mitten or something really warm because that's just the hand that's holding the phone. So you don't need anything crazy warm. Today I've gone with this glove, which I'm instantly regretting. I should have put on a mitten. Because it's actually a lot colder than I thought. In terms of weather gear, I obviously have winter boots. Snow pants can be nice to keep your legs warm, and a jacket as well can always keep your core warm. Just regular winter stuff. But to go the extra mile, where is it? I have brought, and I always bring actually, this is actually probably the worst Q&A ever because, did I even bring it? Bro. Oh, I brought it, okay. This is the worst Q&A ever because you can't really see what I'm showing you, but I'll link below the products, or I'll try to link below the products. If I don't, just comment and I'll read it. I bring this. This is a rechargeable hand warmer. To be honest, you don't even need to buy this specific one. I don't even know what brand this is. It's just black and white, but just search rechargeable hand warmer. It's pretty much a hand warmer, but gets so much more use out of it because you can just charge it. So you'll recharge this. It's pretty much just a brick that heats up. Let me actually just come to you guys and show you. What am I doing out here on this bridge? I think I'm so cool. I'm not that cool because I clearly cannot show people what I'm doing. Okay, rechargeable hand warmer. This is what I have right here. It is literally just, yeah, it's pretty much just a circle that recharges. And in my hand that's holding the glove, I'll usually hold this, or sometimes I'll go bare hand because the bare hand is just easier to catch Pokemon with. And that pretty much keeps me warm. I could even, put this in my left hand if I'm getting cold, but it's really nice to have a hand warmer and keep things warm. So yeah, that's pretty much the strategy on what I do in that way. So yeah, that is the only question I did see, but if you have questions and want to be answered on the next segment or the next episode, which again is coming out every Sunday. We're doing these every Sunday. Definitely go ahead and compliment. Ooh, we got some eggs hatching. Also, I will say next episode is going to be really exciting because I'm actually going to be catching my Shadow Kyogre. Shadow Kyogre is coming out this weekend, and I actually can't play it during the weekend, but I'm going to catch my Shadow Kyogre on the next episode of this series, which will be fun, and we'll find out how good my IVs are. And speaking of IVs, are any of these good? Actually, you know what is actually pretty cool? I hatched this yesterday. I did not have a Hundo Dratini. I had just done a lucky trade, and the 10K eggs came through with a Hundo Dratini, which I'm super hyped about. I finally have this from a 10K egg, and I have so many Dratini candies, so I'm super excited to finally have this. I should actually evolve this, right? Why not? Let's evolve this right now. Get our Dragonite. My butt is sitting in the snow, by the way, which is getting kind of uncomfortable and kind of dark. Lighting is a bit annoying. Dragonair. Hundo Dragonair. Man, I don't know how I didn't have a Hundo Dratini. I feel like that's like, if you've been an OG playing since the start, that's like probably one of the first rare Hundos you ever get. Because Dragonite's been in the game since debut, right? Dratini's been in the game since debut. It's one of the oldest Pokemon. And now we finally have the Hundo Dragonite. I'm not going to max it out, but it's nice to have it. And again, it doesn't need its legacy move, Draco Meteor, so there's actually no value in really saving it. Also, let me just make sure I update the nickname. I named my Hundos with a dot. I actually saw this. The Trainer Club does this. This is why I do this, because before I made content, I watched the Trainer Club's videos, and he did this. He puts a dot before his Hundos, and that's how he recognizes them, so I do it as well. So yeah, cool, Hundo Dragonite. It'll never beat, though. It'll never beat this Dragonite. The Shadow, I almost said shiny, Shadow 98. I maxed this one out. It hasn't even removed frustration from it. I've double moved it. I'm going to remove frustration from it this weekend when the Team Rocket event starts, though. Okay, nonetheless, that is great. We got a coughing here. I'm going to catch this real quick, and we're going to go ahead and head over to the main thing I've wanted to show you guys this whole time at this park, and the reason I started playing at this park and still play to this day at this park, and that's going to be the Insane Cluster spawn. It's actually right over here by this gym. Yes, right by this gym, so I will see you guys there in, I guess, just a second. Or maybe there'll be a montage. Let's do a walking montage. Let's do that. Oh, my legs!
My friends and family, they don't understand. They fear they'll lose so much if you take my hand, but for you, I'd lose it all. Oh, for you, I'd lose it all. Give me one good reason why I should never make a change. Baby, if you owe me, then all of this will go away.
I hope you guys enjoyed the montage because my legs are hurting. If you didn't know, actually, I'm going to be running a marathon in May. Somebody actually talked about that. Somebody asked about my half marathon. We're running a marathon. Exciting, I know. To be honest, I'm probably going to regret it once I get out there, but what just happened? My character just disappeared. I guess it's just another glitch. But yeah, I'm running a half marathon, full marathon in May, so I've been training. Training week started last week, and we've been running like 4 or 5 times a week. Mainly on the treadmill, because, you know, self-explanatory. I got to reopen my game. But yeah, it's been good. But obviously it hurts the legs. Makes it a bit harder to play Pokemon Go consistently. Not that I really do play consistently because of the weather. And when I do play, it's in the car. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for it. And I think I'm pretty set in terms of like things to know and all that stuff, because I have a lot of people around me who have either run marathons, know a lot about running. So it should go swimmingly, hopefully. Ottawa race weekend in May. If you see me out there hobbling, you know, say, yo, what's up, PokeDaxi? Okay, sick. Yeah, so this is not the spot, but we're right near at the spot. So I'm just going to go over there real quick and show you guys what we've been doing. This actually took us 45 minutes to get out here, by the way. I thought it was a 20-minute walk is what I said. That was completely incorrect. Do not listen to my lengths of times. But yes, let's go. And finally, after a long journey through treacherous snow, as Bear Grylls would say, we've made it. Now, okay, I'm not gonna lie, right now, it doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look amazing, but there's still a good amount of spawns. This is still a great cluster spawn, and I'm very curious to see if there's actually a shiny in here. So let's go ahead and start checking these. Already, a large Swinub. Yeah, this spot right here, one of the OG spots. I think everybody has their OG spot, but right here in Dick Bell Park, that's what it's called, right here under the old willow tree. No, I'm kidding, it's not a willow tree. Under the spruce tree, kind of at this cross junction, best cluster spawn in all of Ottawa, I would definitely say. Maybe, actually no, probably second best. Maybe I can show you guys the first best. The first best is probably City Hall. But this is still an amazing cluster spawn. And the thing I like about it most, and I think people don't, I think appreciate this as much, but it's in a park. I find parks for Pokemon Go so much better than cities. Just so much more enjoyable to come out to a park. Let me actually start quick catching these. So much more enjoyable to start coming out to a park and walk around and play in a park, especially in the summertime. Right now, I would probably prefer a city so I could go inside and stuff, but you got to appreciate the park, the love that the park shows you. What am I saying? Love that the park, that makes no sense. The love you should show, no. Just parks are great, okay? That's the point I'm trying to make. They're just more enjoyable to play Pokemon Go at, and that's why I think this cluster spawn is just so nice. It is a little bit far. I could have parked closer for sure, but still, I still got a great time out of it, which is amazing. So let's go ahead and catch these. Any of these are going to be shinies. It doesn't look like it. I've gotten so many shinies out of this cluster, though. It's kind of insane. Like, especially like on a calm day, if you come right to this spot, obviously calm days odds are 1 in 20, but if you come right to this spot, there is such like a high odds you get a shiny Pokemon, I would say. Okay, now, sorry, I just changed the camera spot. Now, before we head back, which I'm actually starting to realize I need to head back like almost right now, I want to bring in one more section, one more new addition to the series, which is going to be a new segment I'm going to call Rate That Shiny. I know, very basic name. Yes, similar to how you guys can ask questions every week, you can also comment what shinies I should rate. Every week I'm going to rate 3 shinies out of 10, give my opinion on them. Let me just catch this Gligar because I need the XL candies. Yeah, so this week I'm just going to go with a random shiny just because I don't have anything to start off. So let's go ahead and just scroll here. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to tap my finger on. Okay, let me do that again. Okay, random scroll, tap on a shiny. What? Okay, let me just get a grip. Okay, random scroll, tap on a shiny. Okay, Cranidos. Oh, what a great shiny is Cranidos. Now, the base model is blue and brown. I think the brown color changes a little bit. The red definitely makes this shiny pop. To be honest, I am definitely going to give this shiny I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I was going to give it a 7 out of 10, and I think 7 out of 10 is going to be my average shiny rating, or like a good shiny, but not great. But I think this is actually a great shiny. I think the red color they choose is amazing. I still think this shiny could have been better, especially if they changed more of like maybe the horn colors or even the base body color a little. Like the claws, like imagine the claws were black or something. That would be sick. But still, 7 out of 10 for Cranidos. Okay, let's do another one. This one. Bro, I'm getting the best shinies. Groudon easily is probably a 9 out of 10. Again, I don't give out easy 10 out of 10 shinies just because I think there's always something that could be better. With Groudon's case, I think maybe, it's kind of hard. I think maybe, again, the horns and the claws could be sick if they were like a red or, I don't know, something that like complements green well. I think other than that, though, the green color they choose is really nice. It's not, and like notice if you look at it, Groudon kind of has a slight like chrome look to it, which really helps accentuate the green and not make it like an ugly green. Because I think there are some shinies with an ugly green, but the fact this is a chrome lime green makes it a lot better. Okay, final one, because I'm actually in a rush. This one. Bro, why are we getting the best shinies on week 1? Rayquaza. Rayquaza. This is actually this is going to be a hot take, okay? This is going to be a hot take. I'm going to give Rayquaza an 8 out of 10, okay? Now, hear me out, hear me out. I think there is a value to a shiny being unique, okay? A shiny being unique. And I think Rayquaza took its shiny design from Charizard. Charizard did it first. Rayquaza did it second. Haxorus did it third. There's probably other ones that did it fourth, but the black dragon look shiny with the red and all that stuff, it's been done before. It's better on Charizard, in my opinion. So I think it's an 8 out of 10. It's obviously an amazing shiny, but I think just because of the fact that it was a copied shiny from an old Pokemon makes it a little bit worse. Because, like, again, it didn't do it first. There's always merit to doing it first. Maybe I'll give it a 9 out of 10 just because it's still very, very nice shiny. There's not really much you could probably do better with this shiny, in my opinion. I don't think you could really make this shiny any better, but I still think it was a stolen design. It's a hot take. It's a hot take. I know everybody loves Rayquaza and is probably giving it a 10 out of 10. But yeah, chat. All I'm going to say, I said chat again. All I'm going to say is if you want to give me a 10 out of 10, let me know in the comment section below what shiny I should rate. Drop the ones that you think are 10 out of 10s, and I'll see if I agree with you or not. Because I kind of have some spicy takes when it comes to shiny designs. Anyway, again, comment below any questions you have for me and any shinies I should rate in the next episode. Yeah, amazing. Okay, let's head back to the car. Okay, and well, while we walk back to the car here, thought might as well see if we can pull ourselves out a shiny before this video ends. To be honest, and this is actually a great point that somebody made on my last video, is it helps a lot in Pokemon Go when you actually don't have expectations of your play times. Like if you have expectations playing Pokemon Go of, hey, I'm gonna get this shiny, or if I play for set amount of time, so and so, I'm gonna get this shiny. And I think that is nice, and I think you end up building that up naturally once you play for a while, because you kind of know what it takes and what are the odds and how lucky you are. Although the luck thing kind of changes. I still think it's kind of like an unhealthy-ish habit to look at and can kind of ruin your gaming experience. Like, you know, today I don't really expect to get a shiny, especially just because of the amount of Pokemon I'm checking. Like, I know what the odds are. But also I think it's just like, it doesn't really matter. You know, if I get one or if I don't, as long as I have fun playing and had a good experience and maybe, you know, got one thing for my account that's kind of valuable or kind of helps it, even if it's small, like even if it's like, hey, I caught one extra small or extra large Pokemon, or, you know, I got a bit of extra Stardust, like all that stuff helps. And I think just having like a more, I guess, healthy, realistic expectation of what you're gonna get is gonna help. My hand is freezing right now. It's actually insane how annoying it is playing Pokemon Go in the winter. A lot of people probably can't relate, but like, man, is it annoying when you're out, especially when I'm filming. And this is probably just another stupid rant that nobody cares about, but especially when I'm filming, man, filming and playing Pokemon Go efficiently in the winter is the hardest thing to do. Managing a camera, managing a phone. I only have 2 hands, you know? I only have so many hands. I wish I was a Machamp. I wish I was a Machamp and I had 4 arms. Speaking of Machamp, there's Machop. Machop, can I become your brother? Can I be your brother, please? Okay, what time is it? 11:03. I have an appointment at 11:40. The appointment's about probably 25 minutes away, so I have 15 minutes to get back for the car. That's how we do. We like to keep it tight here on the PokeDaxi channel, you know? Better late or show up just on time. That's his new saying of the channel. Just on time. Ooh, Mankey. I actually need a hundo Mankey for the Annihilate. Because I got an Annihilate, but my best one's a 98, so I evolved a shiny one. But if you don't know here, I'm a huge fan of Annihilate, so I always like to get hundos maxed out level 50 of my favorite Pokemon. Okay, nonetheless, car's not too far. I'm gonna turn off the camera. We'll see you guys there because I might have to start running to make it there on time. Oh, okay, well, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm sorry it's going to be a quick outro because I kind of got to be somewhere in like 20 minutes. But again, I appreciate you all watching. Thank you so much for the feedback. A minimum of 4 more of these. We're going to be dropping them every single Sunday at 10 a.m. So hopefully that'll keep your Sunday quite entertained with whatever chores and stuff you got to do. Hold up, we got 2, I think I'll have eggs. Or 7K, sorry. Next week as well is a very exciting week. You don't want to miss it because we're going to have the Shadow Kyogre IV checks. Hopefully we got some good ones. To be honest, you probably can miss it because it's not going to be that good as is for most of my Shadow checks. But nonetheless, that is it, guys. I wish you guys have an amazing week. We'll see you guys all next Sunday. Thanks for all the support. We'll see you next one. Follow up, guys. Peace.
My house in Budapest, my hidden treasure chest, golden grand piano, my beauty focused EOU. Ooh, you, ooh, I'd leave it all. Ooh, for you, ooh, you, ooh, I'd leave it all.